Big Mike.
What up?
Well, I always start off calling your name like they don't know who it is.
I don't
what
know.
Up, dog?
That's your ritual. Just go ahead and leave it the way it is.
That's how I feel comfortable. I thought about like who else gonna be on here?
Hey man, you never know, man. You never know. Man, I might have one of the guests, man. Come in first or something. I don't know. What's up? Though?
You know what? That might be a good mix. What's up, man? Just chilling, man. I'm actually on my lunchtime right now. So I'm at work. I told my boss I'll be on lunch for a little bit.
Oh man, I hope he know lunch means.
No, he know. He know.
He know now.
No. He might be watching. He might be making sure that I'm doing this and not
probably
doing something else. Yeah,
probably. I tell you one thing.
What up?
I got about 80% more energy being that it ain't 2:00 in the morning. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it's what 2:00 in the afternoon for me. What time is it for you?
Yeah, 8:00 in the night.
Oh, okay. Oh, you right on time.
Yeah, 8 p.m. What's up though?
That man just grinding, man. You know that World Cup starting today, so all the soccer fans is about to get it's about to get crazy. But they about to do their thing. But yeah, that's it, man. Just grinding is normal, man.
I need to figure out how to put some money on that.
What you know about the World Cup? Name 2 players.
Hey, I don't know. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna see whoever jersey looked at the freshest. Put my photo on them.
It'd be broke tomorrow.
Hey, you never know. I might be 50-50 chance. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Hey,
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick, man. We're going to put the disclaimer out there. Anything that comes from unpopular celebrities is all unofficial. It's done in the capacity of Pete and Big Mike, not as military members. None of the views of us or any of the guests represent DOD or the Air Force as a whole. Yeah. All right, man. You ready to bring in your special guest, our special guest? I'm gonna say
our special guest, man. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, man. This my bro right here, man. We family pretty much, but I've been meaning to lock in with him, everything been going on, so finally got it together to bring him in here, man. But I ain't gonna do too much introduction. I'm gonna let him handle his business.
Man, we'll go ahead and bring him right in right now. All right, right now we got Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Robinson coming in. What's going on, Chief?
What up? What's up, bro? Chilling, man. Chilling.
Yeah.
Man, happy to be here, man. I appreciate both of y'all inviting me.
Oh, man.
We finally got this done, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up with you?
Chilling, man. Just out here in this these UK streets trying to survive this cold and rain.
I hear you.
Y'all cold out there or what? Because it's hot. Well, we got a cold front out here, so we like 70. So that's cold.
Yeah, we cold.
What y'all looking like? Because we like 70 and we freezing right now. We wearing hoodies.
I don't know, man. They use Celsius. So I only know what the temperature is sometimes. I just look on here. If I can see my breath, then it's cold, bro.
He said we have 70. That's a cold front. What?
Yeah, I know. Cold front. Hey, Mike, we both was like this.
Hey, send that cold front over here.
We've been pushing 120, so when he get down to 70, it's like, oh my goodness.
Hey, bro, I feel you. So I just did a bid over there in IUD, man. I just did a whole year out there, and my life started after the sun went down, man. It's too hot to do anything. So I understand exactly what you're saying, man. 70 is like, oh my God, let's go outside and hop in that pool. That pool's still open out there? Hop in that pool.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? They just remodeled it, reopened it back up. It's actually really, really nice. I can't swim too well, so I ain't going up in there. Had the lifeguard save me. Everybody gonna know that's gonna be embarrassing.
I'm telling you now. If you get in there flapping,
me, man, you could be
good.
Yeah. You could just do like me, man, be a wall banger, man. I just hang on the wall, man.
That's it. That's all I do. Put my toes in and just gotta sit right there.
Got the tan line right here.
Hey, well, I guess that's three of us.
I guess that's three of us then, man.
Yeah, man. We need to get our life together. We need to get our life. Yeah, we need to do something.
Well, I swim like this. Yeah, that's how I swim, though.
You know what? They got swimming lessons out here, but there be so many people in their swimming lessons. Them classes be packed. You would think it's a damn spin class or something. Them things is packed up in there, man. Everybody in there.
Bro. Of course I got it. Of course it's packed.
They all trying to figure out how to swim to get in that one pool.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's a nice pool though, man. That's nice.
It is. It's really, really nice. They be up in there doing their thing and stuff, and I'll be chilling on the side. I'm about to put my floaties on, just go in there and dare somebody make fun of me.
All right, make sure you take a picture of that. Make sure, selfie.
Hey, Mike. I'm gonna tell you something, man. They got floaties all around the pool, bro. I had like 6 of them stacked up. Just on ground, dog. I had it stacked up and just be chilling on it. At like a table like this.
Floaties.
Hey, they got the joints too. You put the joint under you right there, and you just be floating.
Yeah, they got
the noodles.
Bro. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
This is long enough. See y'all with the little things on your arm when you're in there looking like y'all 7 years old. Don't put them on.
I think they got those.
I got those too. I put them on my ankles. I put them on my ankles so you can't see it.
You're a fool, man.
Hey, Mike, remember we was in Puerto Rico in the water, bro?
Oh,
and y'all was going out there, bro. What was I was shallow, bro. I don't go out there, man. hey, remember the waves took my glasses?
Hey, I ain't telling that story. If you want to tell, you can tell it. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: he should not have been out there in the first place. That's all I'm gonna say. Should not have been out there in the first place. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I know, but man.
Hey, if you ever see somebody piss at water, hey, it was a record. It was a record, bro. Right. How you get robbed by the ocean for your glasses, bro?
and I caught him. Remember, I caught the glasses in my toes, and then I went to go grab him, and a wave smacked me in the face. Bro, that big old ocean, I found my glasses. Remember that, Mike? I was like, I got him.
And it was a wrap.
Went down. Oh, man.
Hey, Pete, he ain't lying either, bro. Hey, you should have.
Hey, toes.
He did.
Hey.
He was concentrating like
Pete,
a bug.
I know we're going to have to get to some real stuff, man. But me and Mike got stories for days, man. This whole segment can just be stories, bro.
Oh my God!
I tell you, man.
Good, man. Oh my God! It man said caught him in his toes, and then a wave came through and smacked him in the mouth.
Hey, he was hot. He was 38 hot, bro. And I'm on the shore looking at him. I said, look at this fool. Hey, he out there serious. I'm just standing there. Look, if he thought I was coming to help, then he had another thing coming. But I wasn't going.
Why you going out there to help?
Hey, look, we both been getting smacked with waves. Not today.
Man.
Not today.
Man.
Hey, it was a good time though. I will tell you, man, I appreciate the invite on that one though, bro. We had a good time, man. But
nah, man.
We definitely got to put this. Yeah, we definitely got to put this Air Force wide fellas trip, man. We got to get it together. So Pete, put it on your calendar.
Yeah,
D, we get your calendar ready anyway. So when we figure out a collective date, we gonna get it happen. We're gonna get it.
I'm good,
but man. We gotta get it done, man.
We'll do it.
2022.
We gotta get it done.
We got so much family across the Air Force, man. We at least got to link up, once every so often, man, so everybody could just break bread and then not be about AFIs and OIs and stuff like that, man. Just kind of chill out.
Like I was saying, man, I got my favorite people in the world, the Jackson twins, and those are my favorite brothers I never met. So we gotta do something. You know what I mean?
We're gonna do something. We gotta
do something. So,
once you meet him, or meet one of them, we only met one of them, but man, he a fool and a half. So the other one's calm and cool. One's like they just like this.
I know the personalities, man. So I've been I'm able to talk to both of them, because they both personable. You know what I mean? And they do got different personalities, but man, I'm telling you something, man. If you ain't seen two people grinding, man, those are the examples to follow, man. They just enjoy. I think they take their upbringing or whatever they had, and I think you can see their pureness, man. I think that's what kind of drew me to them, me even to reach out or link with them, because them some pure dudes, man. And I say they have fun, they winning, they support each other, you know what I mean? They interested, you know what I mean? Man, I'm telling you, when I was on UD, they took care of me out there. I'm just, and then when I emailed, say thank you, I emailed the wrong one, and you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying? So they laughed at me. Like, I think that's my brother. but, man, I love them dudes, man.
Yeah, shout out to both Jacksons, man. Like they definitely gonna be on the list, man. They definitely gonna be on the list, man. They just, like I said, get out, just have a good time, man. But they genuine people,
inevitable,
genuine people, and the energy they bring, man. It's natural. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out. They already know. But tell the people who you are, big dog.
Hey, man. So I'm Chief Master Sergeant Daniel Robinson. I'm the fire chief out here at Milton Hall in the UK. I've been in the Air Force 25 years. 25 years here in January. And I'll tell you, man, just be trying to remain humble, hungry, and fired up. Fired up is a tagline. And it's a mentality. It's not just a tagline to have, just to say, if I ask somebody how they feel and they say fired up, they usually know what it means if they respond in that way, right? So this is the mentality: keep your head above the water, keep grinding, and win. And that's pretty much who I am. Yeah. So I will say this also: got a family, man. So my wife Lori, and then my older son Sean, Isaiah, and Justin. Young Justin is in the military now, so he's an A1C out in test school out in Mississippi. So shout out to A1C Justin Robinson. He's tuning in, and then Mike's goddaughter, Danielle, and so I finally got a daughter out of this deal too. So that's me in a nutshell, man.
That's crazy. Hey, what's your son do? Yeah, what's your son doing in tech school? What's he going to tech school for?
So he's structures. So he's 3-3.
Oh, so he out there with.
So he's coming in as structures.
I don't know if you know Chief Gilbert. Shout out to Chief Gilbert, who just made, shout out Chief Gilbert just made command chief list.
Command chief.
They be going out there in New Jersey to go command chief that up. So Fort Dix, McGuire, whatever they call now, get ready because y'all have a real solid command chief coming out there to help y'all out.
Yeah, man, gotta upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's up, man. Hey, so I see the commander's hat on your head. I don't want to say Redskins, but the commander's hat on your head. So you from Washington originally?
Hey, Pete. Huh? Hey, Mike, who is this? Sorry, yeah, man. Hey, yeah, man. Born and raised in DC. Born and raised in DC, man. From Northwest. Love my city, man, and I'm all things DC, man. So Washington, everything, man. Nationals, Capitals, Wizards. I don't care if we never win a game, man. This is who I'm representing because this is the way I was raised. You know, it's in my DNA. So, and I wear this hat on purpose, and I send the pictures on purpose because for some reason a picture of an Indian dude became, bad. So I mean, so I'll be like, hey man, I ain't got a problem with it. So I'm wearing it. I'm rocking it, and I'll always represent.
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah,
for sure,
definitely.
But Pete, you gonna steal my question today or what?
No. See, I was trying to be quiet. I was being quiet at the beginning just because I knew it was coming. I was waiting for you to go. I didn't want to tag you in, so I was like, let me just be quiet. Let me just keep my place this time.
Hey, bro. So I might know, but tell the people, man, what made you raise your right hand? What made you start this whole thing,
man? So I came in and actually I enlisted in '97, and I was going to high school halftime to the DC Fire Department Academy for DC Fire, and I was going to school halftime. So I went to school at lunchtime, then I go to the Fire Academy because my father's a DC firefighter as well. So that was my goal, was to work with him. So one day we came into class and they told us that they had some good news and some bad news. So I was like, what's the, so we all being tough from DC. We like, what's the bad news? I want the bad news, right?
Yeah.
And so they said, so he gave it to us. No chase. It was like, class is canceled. This class is done. We were like, what? What's the good news? So it's good news. They can try to get us on board as being paramedics. But my childhood dream was not to be a paramedic. It was to be a firefighter. So I wasn't down with the paramedic side because there's it's a different zone. Yeah. And I got something to come back on that too, but it's a different zone. So I was in the eyeglass place with my mother, and it was an Air Force recruiter right there. So I got there and I asked him all these questions. Could it be a firefighter? He said yes. I said, could I play football? He was like, yeah, you can play football. He was feeding me all my pipe dreams, right? So I enlisted, did delayed enlistment because I couldn't imagine leaving before Christmas. So I enlisted January 7th, 1998, which is my milliversary right there. So I came in January, and then I got inside. I got a lot of funny stories to tell. It'll take too long, but I got inside and I just figured, bro, this is the most legal hustle in the world. And I mean, it's easy, man. Read the book, get promoted, follow the rules. I mean, it was easy. And I've just been grinding ever since, man. So that is my story. But a quick lesson on that is when I got to tech school, I told you I was guaranteed to be a firefighter. When I got to tech school, they told me, Robinson. They were like, Robinson, aircraft mechanic. And I was like, no, Robinson's not. And I got in trouble, right? So they sent me to this office. They sent me to the office, and there was a senior master sergeant at the time. It was a female. And she was yelling at me, telling me, you making serious accusations, this and that. I was like, well, he guaranteed I was going to be a firefighter. All right. So she would bring me out the office. So in basic training, I didn't have the ordinary basic training, right? So unfortunately, and we can probably make fun of it, I was friends with my TI, right? I was selling M&Ms for $20 a pack. You know what I mean? I was doing stuff like that. And I remember, Mike, I told you about that. And then, so I used to wake up and just go to the office because I was disgruntled, right? My childhood dream is getting changed again, right? People keep, it keeps changing. So I go to this office, and I used to wake up and go to that little office with the red, to the admin building in Basic. I used to walk the hallways. I used to talk to my father on every floor because they had payphones on every floor. And I used to just go to every floor and call him. And then one day this lady was in there, a black lady, and she called me out. She said, come here. And I said, yes. She says, I see you here every day. Why you always in here? And I said, because I told her the situation. I said, they told me I was supposed to be a firefighter. They're trying to make me an aircraft mechanic. That's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And she said, "Come on over here, baby." She was real nice lady, right? She goes, "Come on in here, baby." Went to the keyboard, said, "Oh, you a firefighter now, baby? Go and get out of here."
Damn.
And I went back, and I've been a firefighter ever since. And I'm gonna tell you, that is why I am the way I am today, because none of this. Listen, we got an important job to do, right? But it's people who matter, man. It's people who matter. Like the way I run my fire department here at Mildenhall, I'm not a micromanager, and I empower them to be who they are. And we've lost that amongst the ranks over the years, right? Because we got to be so involved, right? But if you empower people to do what they're supposed to do, they're gonna do it. So I've been loyal to the Air Force ever since that moment, because she was loyal to me. And it wasn't the Air Force that was loyal to me per se. It was the lady, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll take that persona on and I'll carry it for the rest of my days. So that was my story, how I got in the Air Force.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's been going strong. You blink and it's 25 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Damn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what's up though, man. Because like you said, that one person, right? We talk about that all the time about people. Like one person could change your perception of it all. And that it could be bad, it could be good. You know what I mean? Fortunately, we here, you know what I'm saying, now having this conversation, because obviously your interaction with her was good. She was doing what she felt was best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I owe it to her, you know. Y'all seen a video? It's the video out there. Say one person can change the world, because people say you can't change the world, D-Rob. I get a lot of backlash for my thoughts and the way I want to do things. You can't change the world, D-Rob, right? I'm like, okay, well, you ever seen that video? It was a dude on a hill. They usually do in education classes. It was a dude on a hill, and he started doing this little dumb dance on the hill. And then everybody was laughing at him, recording him. And then one person got there with him. Then 3 people got there with him. And then they cut to the video. The whole damn hill was dancing with him, right? It does only take one person to change the world. And if that can be me for somebody in my sphere influence, then hey, that's what it is.
What it is. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. So take me. You already know. Take me. Why fire department? Like, why fireman?
So my father's a DC firefighter. All right. So I grew up in this. So I got pictures when I was 3 years old. My father's fire gear, and it's just something that I always admired. I saw my father run into a burning building with nothing on, straight commando style. Now, 25 years later, he did some. That was horrible, right? But I mean, right then and there, I was like, man, he's my hero, and I just always looked up to my father, right? So that's what I wanted to do, and my dream was to work with him in the DC Fire Department. My dream was never in the military, right? That was actually my brother's dream, the military, but some things happened in his life, and he couldn't join. So I joined, and I'm only loyal. I'm only in the military because they offered me a part of my dream. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, so my loyalty in return, my loyalty in return is that, hey, I don't have no complaints. I'm living my childhood dream. When I say that, I see all the complaints out there on Facebook and on all these groups and people complaining, and I just sometimes I can't relate, because I'm like, wait, I'm living my dream. I don't have the same issue, So
right.
Yeah. So you go ahead, Mike.
You got it.
What was your first duty station?
So my first duty station was the Air Force Academy.
Okay, Colorado.
Yeah, I got a funny story about that too.
Yeah, so tell me what I don't know what the fire dogs do. Is fire dog the proper term?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, we relate to anything, man. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So fire dogs, yeah. What as a first term enlistee, as an airman, what's the first thing you're gonna do with the fire? Because I know there's a lot of training involved. So how much? What's the first thing you kind of do?
So, I mean, we got a lot of CDCs, man. So the first thing you're going to do is you'll get there to your duty station. You'll get a rookie book that tells you everything you need to do, and you just follow it, man. And then you just start building your relationships from there. Fire department is real easy, man. We're a different entity than most of the Air Force, but it's kind of hard, because I always tell my young guys, the fire department and the military extends far away from the 4 walls, right? Because we breeding firefighters, but we also need to breed military cats, right? So you got to bridge that. You got to bridge that gap, right? But only a few get it, and the ones who get it win.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's simple. I mean, it's a fair process. Do your CDCs, you work up your ways to positions or ranks, and then you just grind, right?
Yeah. Are you guys going right into that thing where and I might be saying the wrong term, but you spending the night at the firehouse or whatever, like
a
24-hour shift? That's like so you guys become like really tight.
So when so I mean, it's not as tight as you would think these days as it used to be, right? We didn't have things to distract us, right? We had to hang out together, which made us a little more tight than it is today. But yeah, so My whole career, I did 24 on, 24 off shifts, and then we have a thing called Kelly days, which I call crew rest days now because that's what the rest of the Air Force understands. So then we have crew rest days, right? So now it's changing, right? So every fire department I've been to in the past few years, I'll always try to make it a 48-hour schedule. So 48 on, 48 off, and with crew rest days, right? So people can enjoy their families. Because I was always waking up at work or waking up to go to work, and that was old. That got old, right? But this new 48-hour schedule. My father, growing up, he worked 1 day on and 3 days off. So I was like, yeah, we got to do something different, right? But then again, it's the military, But we evolve and we're getting better. But yeah, as soon as they come in, that's exactly what they're doing. They can't do nothing else because everything else is a staff position, and ain't no young guys not prepared for that yet. They got to work their way up to that position.
Yeah. So when you said that, like you said, bridge that gap, right? Coming in into that world where you integrating to be a fireman, but you also have to be integrating to be an airman. At any point in time, like what was that balance like for you, like in the younger part of your career?
Hey, so the balance for me was different because you don't know who's trying to help you and who's not, right? So you just find somebody you relate to, and then you go. And I can look back at my career and count people like Brian Miller, Master Sergeant Brian Miller, who used to really take care of me, and you didn't understand until you get older, right? And then just people taking care of you, trying to lead you in the right direction, trying to bridge the gap. You don't know what gap you're trying to. You don't know what bridge you're trying to gap until somebody comes and tells you. So I think as a chief now, I think that my goal is still be that person, right? I don't have that degrees of separation from my airmen. I don't play that game, right? They can come and talk to me or rock with me however they need to get where they need to go. But I do a lot of. I got my brain, Mike. You know how I am, man. My brain goes just trying to help people so much that I'm going to them trying to say, hey, man. But I am also not a person who's going to push myself on you. If you don't want what I got, then bro, it's somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how you bridge the gap.
Yeah.
So that's how mine was, bridged too. And I don't know how I created relationships that I have either. It just happens, man. And you put value on some people, and some people you don't.
Yeah. It's got to be natural. It's got to be natural.
Yeah, right. It's got to be organic, man. Organic leadership. Got to be.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Hey, so run me through a fire department scene, right? First of all, how heavy is these hoses? Is these hoses really heavy? Because it looked like a lot of water coming out, and then things look like about 40 pounds, and you worry about 40. So Mike has a story where he probably don't remember. I should have queued it up for this, where he thought he was the fire department over there at Osan, and he supposedly grabbed a hose. And so that's why I was wondering how heavy this thing was to see if Mike was capable of grabbing these hoses or if this is a
First of all.
Ain't that the story? You say you was an honorary fireman. I couldn't wait till he gets on here so I can ask him.
Don't worry about my physical. Don't worry about my physical capabilities. First of all, second, he added to that story because it wasn't a hose; it was the fire extinguisher. So you see how you change that?
No. I should have queued this thing up.
Yo, this dude be lying, man.
I should
be lying.
Tell another lie, Mike. I should have queued it up.
It was extinguisher. Cue it up.
Go ahead. So to answer that question anyway, hey man, so our gear and all that can weigh up to 100 plus pounds, man, and then the hose, man. So you got to be physically fit, and I think you expect firefighters to be physically fit, right? So
right.
I mean, stuff is heavy, bro.
Yeah,
stuff is heavy, but it's funny. It's funny you asking me that question because I ain't touching that stuff no more, bro. I don't touch none of that stuff. Man, I'll be watching.
Hey, I'm gonna send an email out there to one of your troops. Hey, man, challenge your chief to pick that hose up. Let them see what
yeah, man.
Hey, do me a favor, man. Tell them to pick that hose up.
They're gonna be like, you know exactly what you're gonna say. Man, get the out my face.
Yeah, fool, hey, man. Yeah, Pete, don't be lying, man.
No, that's a true story. I'm gonna cue it up next time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on the clips, man. Hey, mark my word, it's gonna be on the clip just for this moment because you say he pushed.
Hey, you know what?
I can do it out the way.
I can see Mike doing this, you know. So that's the funny thing, right? I can see Mike doing this, picking up that hose, and then be like, oh, you know, hey, boy, this joint dry heavy. You know what I mean? I can see
that happening. hey, but why you playing, man? Look, you know what? I got 2 instances that make me an honorary fireman. Because do you remember? Look, bro, I rappelled from a 3-story building upside down. Doing training with them, and look, you laughing.
I do remember that.
Japan. Bro, I'm official.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I rappelled from a 3-story building upside down, bro.
Can them ropes hold 250 pounds? I don't think they can hold 250.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Hey, yeah, bro, it was fun. I do remember that day. Yeah, I do remember that day.
Yeah,
we had a
man.
good time. Yeah,
we did have a good time, man. We made some tight bonds that day too, man. We did.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Look, Pete. Big Mike is an honorary firefighter, man. Let's make it official right here. Right?
Oh, Chief.
If he wasn't, he is today. You know what I'm saying?
No. We gotta take this to a fireman council or something.
Hey, that's it,
bro. I am the council.
That's it, man. It's dead.
The buck stops here. Well, okay,
dead,
I guess Mike a fire dog, security forces.
Dominus, man. I'm in there.
Man.
Multi-capable airman. At his finest.
Hey. Prime example right here, man. I can show you how to rappel when we link back up, Pete. I'm gonna train you how to rappel.
You gonna bust you right in the head. We gonna film that. You gonna bust your head wide
that was good time, man. We did joint training with security forces in fire.
Yeah, we did joint training. Out of the fire ground. Yeah, it was dope, man. Good times, man.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Got to repel.
Yeah, you be involved in that battle of the badge stuff that we always wipe the floor with the fire dogs in. I'm not sure if you ever took part in that battle of the badge, but cops usually win most of the time.
Mike, get him, Mike. You know you lying. You know you lying, Hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I took part in a couple of those events. Listen, man, 25 years, bro. I ain't never seen a cop win a damn game. You know what they be trying to do? Hey, well, let's go out there and let's shoot, or let's see who can run faster from the dog. You know what I mean? Let's see who can get chased in the eyes. Let's see who can get sprayed in the eyes the fastest.
Look, we could write some emails to Big Air Force and say we need to have a national security forces versus fire dog challenge.
Hey, you know what though? Hey,
national
these days, I ain't putting people up, man. Nah, bro. Back in the day, I put people up, but these days, nah, man. Nah, bro. I ain't even doing it. Times change, dog. Times change, man. Times change. I don't think they vet people. I don't think they vet people the way they used to back in the day. I just think they just be throwing. Yeah, just throwing people, you know, wherever, man. Just people, you know, spaces with faces instead of people who want to do the job, you know.
So go ahead, Pete. I think you think what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
I'm probably not. If I am, I'm gonna slap the shit out of myself. I don't want to do that. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
You lucky this is a PG-13 show, man. For me, anyway. But what you saying that, right? What is the biggest difference you see now with having to be a leader to a certain caliber to this new generation versus? I know we always say that's always going to be a new generation, an old generation. But what do you see different now when it comes to being a leader with this current generation? Shall I say?
Hey, that's a good question, Mike. Hey, see, I don't have a problem with the generation, right? So I don't think it's the generation is the problem. I think how we relate to them is the issue, right? So I remember, you know, people like I'll take the Airman CEO Facebook page, right? People hate that page. I'm on there. I laugh all day with it, right? Some stuff on there is like, bro, you shouldn't post that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's stupid, right? But you got to know where they are. You got to know how to relate. And I think the difference is that back in the day, we weren't allowed to ask questions why, right? We couldn't say why. And I think we wouldn't able to ask that question why because them cats didn't know why. They just did what they was told to do, right? These days, as a leader, you have to know the why. And I think that it's imperative to build that relationship with your airmen because they can still, if you got a good relationship, they'll do what you ask them to do. But if you ever be able to explain the why, that's the difference. If this is be able to explain the why we have to do that, why doesn't it make sense? So, like I said, I keep saying for my fire department, because I can only speak for my sphere of influence, right? But I say every airman has a voice, right? So if you see something stupid, or if we do something stupid, man, speak up, right? Because I don't know. So I decided not to make any decisions from, I know this might sound weird, but I might, as a chief, I'm not making the decisions. They'll bring me the things, we'll collectively come together and we'll make a decision, because don't nothing affect me, right? I'm chilling all day, right? Every decision I make affects them. So we'll take the leadership and make a collective decision that affects everybody, right? And everybody got to be on board. So I think that's the difference, is that we was told to shut up in color and they didn't know why. Right. We told somebody to shut up in color, and that these days you better know why, or you about to get crucified.
That's big fact.
I agree. Yeah.
I think it's I think a lot of people find it hard to communicate with people because they grew up with exactly what you said, that mentality of I'm just gonna do it. So when somebody challenges them, they don't even know how to respond to it. It's like, I don't even know what to say now. Somebody just, you ain't supposed to ask, like, this ain't how the script goes. And when things go off the script, a lot of people don't know how to respond, and they lost in the sauce, and then they get upset at the member instead of looking in the mirror and getting upset at themselves for not knowing why.
You're right. And power is a dangerous drug too, man. Power, man. People get a little power and stripes on their arm, or stars in their stripes, or whatever it may be. People go off the handle, man, and don't know how to relate to people anymore, right? Because I told you to. It's not the right answer, right? I mean, I think the only way so if my boys on here, they be like, seriously, Dad? They ask me a question, I'm like, boy, you know what I mean? But my daughter, boy, I'm a master explainer now. Please do this because of this, and this is why, you know what I mean? So, so I think Mike, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think that it's just different, and you have to be able to adjust. Or guess what? If you can't adjust, go in. It's time. It's your time to roll out, retire, get out, do what you got to do. If you're going to be a part of the problem, right? We got to be part of the solutions. Not everything I like, man. I don't like how relaxed we've got with most things, right? I'm just saying, if we got rules, follow the rules, and that's it. You know what I mean?
So I'm a big component.
But
of that
now
too.
What we do is we defy the rules and then question the rules and defy them while we're questioning them. I'm just like, well, that don't make sense, man. You know?
Whatsoever. And you know what, too? It you know, I agree with you with explaining the why. Because it teaches them to know when the person coming behind them, right? What do I tell this person that I have to train? You know what I'm saying? Because eventually we all should be training our replacement. But if a person before me either didn't tell me the why or didn't show me where to find the why, how the hell I'm gonna train the person that I'm responsible for? You know? And I'm be honest, like me in my younger airman days, that was it. It was okay. We got to do this because we have to do this. Like I didn't know how to maneuver around AFIs. You know, I couldn't tell you the difference between the AFI and the OI. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't explained to me. It was just, hey, this is what the flight chief said, or the op soup said you need to do this. Blah blah blah. This is what we're doing. Nobody came and said that. Not that you had to explain it, but explain it so that we can know where to find these things, or explain the new person. You know what I'm saying? But it took me to become a senior airman with a line number to really start figuring out, all right, this is where I can find this stuff to figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fact. And I think that's an issue because we have a bunch of leaders now. Sorry, Pete. Hey, we got a bunch of leaders now who are in those leadership positions who never got that training or whatever, or that leadership, right? And then so now we are leading the younger generation. So when I go into a place and my NCOs don't know stuff, because we hard on NCOs as we should be, right? They're the first line of defense, right? We got all this doctrine about our NCOs and everything, the backbone of the Air Force. But most times, places I go, they don't know a damn thing. I'm like, why, right? So it's easy for as a chief to get mad, and this is the cliche, a word I hate hearing. You NCOs, you should know. I'm just like,
I hate
they
that.
should, but whoever taught them? Whoever taught them. Right. Yep. So you got to take a step back. And I don't care what rank I am. Right. People are like, you're a chief. You shouldn't be teaching. Bro, really? Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe I will. You know what I mean? Just because you say I shouldn't, because that's just the way it goes. Right. But what I'm saying is you take those NCOs and you get them the tools they need to like feedback. Mike will tell you that's my number one proponent feedback is more important than anything. Feedback is more important than EPR. And I hate the word feedback. Communication, period, is more important than your EPR, any decoration, anything. Because if you get honest communication with these cats on how they work and how they operating, then we can move on to and make stuff easier. But that's the problem, man. We push so many people through and don't want to hurt feelings and don't want to tell people how they really are or everything, right? If we just take those NCOs and invest in them like we are supposed to, then we can change the course of the Air Force. And right now we are dealing with a whole bunch of people who never got that training, just got the rank structure, and then shut up in color. Now they in charge. I don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? Some of them chiefs now. I mean, that's just true, right? So you got bad leadership and stuff going on, and then and it's just going to take a while for somebody to really care. When you look back and you think about who was influential to you, it usually wasn't a chief or a CNCO. It's usually like a staff sergeant, a tech sergeant who, who really sold into you. You know what I mean? And that's important to know. So we have to continue to bolster that core with knowledge, man, and just invest in them. I don't care how long you've been in or where you've been from. Like, those are the people taking care of people. So.
Right. Yeah, Chief, what would be your suggestion? And I'm just asking the question because I've seen this come up before in some of our other ones. Is you have that somebody who's in charge of you and they don't know how to lead you or they don't know how to take care of you. They really just know how to take care of themselves. What would be your advice to those personnel besides go out and get mentors? What would be, another advice that you can give them to kind of maneuver around that, but also, follow their leadership as well?
Yeah, man. So that's actually a tough question, but an easy answer, I think, and the answer is that you got to learn how to take care of yourself in this game, man. Like, you got to learn how to take care of yourself, right? And I say only the hungry eat. And I keep using Mike as in my stories, but me and Mike had many of these conversations because Mike, I'm using you for a minute, Mike. Me and Mike is out there, and Mike was an aggressive staff sergeant, dog. I'm talking about, man. I used to look at Mike. I'm like, bro, you should have on master stripes now. Am I lying, Mike? I'm like, man, this his presence. His thing, and he was hungry. And what Mike used to do that I commend him for, he used to always ask me questions, man. He's always be like, hey, man, how do I do this? Or how do I do this? Or what is this? And he's security forces. I'm fire, right? Two different worlds. I think that you got to go seek the information that you want. You can't expect anybody to take care of you. This big thing on EPRs, people are like, oh, I seen on the Amber NCO page the other day, somebody posted, yeah, the reg says that they supposed to write your EPR. Ain't nobody ever touching my meal ticket, bro.
Yeah.
That's your meal ticket.
Right.
Right? You got to learn how to take care of yourself, because you cannot expect somebody, because they are mandated to take care of you, to take care of you. Like, all supervisors ain't created equal. You know what I mean? So I think that you have to learn how to take care of yourself. And how do you do that? It might have been your question, Pete, is that you got to learn how to get in them AFIs and read. People don't read, man. I was a career advisor, and Mike will tell you right now, I made my money off of regurgitating information that was already out there. All I did was put in the bite-sized pieces and push it back out. And Chiefs were like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best information." I was like, "Bro, it's the same information that we all just got emailed, but you don't want to take time to read it." But now, the information age is different, right? I'm just finding out stuff through Facebook before, like EPRs. The My Vow system is on pause. We ain't get no pre-notification on that. I just found out through Facebook, right? You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, airmen have more information to be more powerful. So I don't know if there's an excuse anymore about information power, because you can go find the information. We got MyPERS, we got FPC, they got ACTS, they got all this other. Everybody got a group. You know what I mean? So I think that people just like easy living, right? Or want people to do stuff for them, and that's why they don't, advance or trying to find information. But in this game, bro, information is power. You just got to learn how to, not learn how to read, but you just got to go read the information.
I think that's big, is not only learn how to read, but learn how to give the information back or give the information up. Is one, you can't just take all that information, just hold it all in and just wait for your moment to spit it all out. You got to make sure you know when to give that information out, man. And I think that's big. So I think you said it exactly right. Not only learn how to read, but learn what to do with what you read. Instead of just holding it all. Yeah.
And pass it on to your airmen, man. Yeah. And and the other thing is your sphere of influence. And your sphere of influences means that everybody trying to be, so we got social media now. Everybody want to be everybody's leader. I get it. No, I get it, man. But we gotta control our own sphere of influences, man. Right? Like, how many airmen you got, Pete, under you?
Right now, I ain't got none, but usually, rocking with about 30.
Okay. All right. So 30 as a supervisor?
Yep.
Not just not
no. So as a supervisor, I might have about 6.
Okay, so those 6 people are the ones you invest in. Is that what I'm saying? Those 6 people are the ones that you truly invest in. Now you're gonna get outside people and all that, right? Because I got people all over the world who I give information to. Some cats I don't even know, right? You know what I mean? So I think that's a testament of your reach, right? But you control your sphere of influence, and if everybody just worries about their sphere, we can build better. We can build better airmen, man, and that's huge.
I think you get people that caught up in the realm, like you said. I like that you said your sphere of influence, because you get people that I think Chief Lewis said it. Fired Up Chief said, you get people that be so busy trying to take care of the wing before they take care of the squadron. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
You so busy trying to build a wing, you didn't even build your squadron. Like, your squadron falling apart, and you trying to support the wings backwards. You know what I'm saying? And I think people got to understand, you got to bring it back home.
Yeah, whose fault is that though? We created that beast, right? Because that's the only way to win, right? You got to have some wing event. You got to do some type of this. You got to bring, so people just immerse themselves in a wing and expect while the people hating, and I mean while the people are dying. And I think those are the worst type of leaders, man. Right? Because I mean it's a balance, right? You got to know what to do and what to do. You got to create win-win situations for yourself. But we created that monster, man, and I think that we don't do we don't do a good job at that, right? Because you got to follow the formula in order to make it. But then you get people who making it who don't got no type of people skills. Their squadrons or their flights are failing, and they winning. They getting promoted, and then what is the first thing they say? Oh, I just couldn't do this without my people. You did it without you did it.
You did it without
you did it on your people, standing on them.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's true though. You see it. It's true, man. It's like you see so many people that just they don't have like a personality. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't relate to people. It's hard for them to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like we talked about genuine things being organic. People know when things are forced. You know what I'm saying? You know when things are forced. If you take that time and you step back to your world, your immediate circle, to know them people, it becomes easier for you to converse. But if you never take that time to step back to where you are and understand who's the people that's immediately around you, it's gonna be hard. You don't know them.
Yeah, man. And I think we got a lot of, and so I guess I'm going off the handles right now. I think we got a lot of fake people in the Air Force because we're trying to meet a persona instead of just being yourself. You know what I mean? Like, just be whatever type of leader you are, man. Right? But it got to be genuine. And I just think that I get some slack for that as well because I am just who I am, man. I smoke cigars, I eat steak, I drink bourbon. Y'all saw me. I took a couple of sips this morning already, right?
Yeah.
My point is that just be who you are, be unapologetically you, and work on the things that you can work on and make yourself better, right? But you got so many people playing a game, man, and I understand it, right? It is a game, but it's chess not checkers, man. You gotta make the right moves.
Yeah, I don't understand when people play games. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, people. I'm just saying, people ain't the pawn. That's not the pawn. People shouldn't be the pawn. Yeah,
right. I don't understand how people play games with other people's sons and daughters or other people's lives, man. It just doesn't make no sense to me. Like, you wouldn't even give your son, your daughter that recommendation, or you wouldn't tell them to do that, but you telling somebody, I guess your troop, to do the exact same thing. It does not make any sense to me. And me and Mike talk about this quite often. Like, I don't know is okay. It's okay to say I don't know, or it's okay to be like, let me ask somebody else. When me and Mike were stationed together, man, we used to bounce so many ideas off him. I know his favorite line, and when I always came to him, and I always started off with, "Hey, yo, tell me I'm crazy," and then I go into whatever details it was because I didn't make sure, I had my vector check on right. I wasn't crazy about something.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of this. You gotta use your circle, right? You gotta communicate because nobody knows everything, right? Like none of us knows everything. You know what I'm saying? But if those people that just want to keep it to themselves and they get all the information that's bottled up and this is their fuel, but you're not helping fuel nobody else. they're not tapping in. So, you know, you lost really. You think you on track, but you really lost because when you step back and try to reach out to people left and right of you, nobody even gives a shit about who you are. Really. You know, you all you are is what's on the left side. You're not what's on the right side. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep that circle. You gotta reach out to people. You gotta take care of people, right? Understand who the people are around you. And you said earlier, D, you said making decisions at the top, right? I that bothers me, right? It bothers me because we just make a decision up here, right? Just because we feel like it's wrong, it might be working for the people. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's wrong. We're doing it right, but it might not work for the people down low. You know what I'm saying? It might not work.
Okay, my eval. Let's take my eval. I mean, we just stop. I mean, this is a system from big Air Force, right? We make decisions on what's best for us, and nobody even asked us, right? You ever had a decision made, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we sent a survey out." Like to who? Like who ever seen a survey?
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like I've never even seen a survey. Now, the chief, I tell you, I see a lot more surveys than like for ALQs. I got a survey about that, right? To try to pick on what's the best way for the ALQs. You know, so some surveys I have seen, so maybe they do, but are they sending it to the right people? Are you talking to the right people? And top-down decisions ain't never the best decisions because, like I said, I'm using the fire department again. I can make whatever decision I want to in there. But why would I make a decision that affects the youngin on the floor without asking the youngin on the floor?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's our issue, right? And that's the leadership structure in the Air Force is top-down decisions. And we just follow suit. But sometimes I don't think it's always the right way.
Yeah.
No, I think it definitely has its place with experience and stuff like that. But I think day to day and stuff, you know, I always the same way. Just ask the troops, like, what do y'all think about this? And I tell them the same thing, man. Tell me I'm crazy. Like, tell me this is not going to make sense, and we'll go ahead because I think I'm experienced enough that I can fluctuate. I can shift better than they can shift on certain things. If I change a process, it's going to take some time for them to get on board and shift. But me, it's easy. If y'all want to shift something for me, I'm like water. I can flow whichever direction y'all want to flow.
But you get more buy-in, right? When you get their buy-in, right? You take it to the table and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this." The reaction, right? Because they feel like they got a piece of it. How they respond is totally different. Versus you come to work, like you said, you come to work one day and then boom, the whole thing is blown up. It's different, right? They don't know nothing about it. Versus me going and say, I asked my last tech sergeant that just PCS and my current tech sergeant, that guy at work with me. I ask him all the time, "What you think about this?" Right? I'm thinking about looking at what y'all think about this. Give me the pros and cons. You know, let's work it out because ultimately we got to function as a team, right? Yeah, I might know I lead the section, got it, but we got to function as a team. And when they got buy-in, the reaction is different.
I'm telling you, it's massively different. And I'll tell you, I'm just thinking about how I am, and I don't like no. All right. You tell me I can't change something, or somebody says you can change something. I don't like the word no, right? So I say hit me with a soft yes rather than a hard no, right? And it's the same way for them, right? So it's the same way for them, right? And I told them, I said, bring your ideas because you ask not, have not. If you got an idea, who says you can't do it, right? Who says you can't work something different, right? So we had the boards here, the strap boards here not too long ago, and so I'm thinking, so. We did the stratifications, and then we had feedback afterwards, right? And then and everybody in there said, "Oh, I never got feedback like this before." So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, "Well, who says we can't have a in-face board to do the records review, right? To send the right person up, right? Because it all matters." Well, that's not the way it's done at the top. Well, guess what? Who gives a shit how it's done at the top, right? You know what I mean? Like, this board is not the board that. This board pushes people through. We got to make sure we're pushing the right people through. So why can't we do face-to-face, right? We always stuck on how it was or how it, you know what I mean? We can do whatever we want to do. And I'm on board with that type of mindset. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Why can't we do this, right? I remember posting my IUD. You're going to laugh at this. IUD, I had my picture, and I had this hat, my picture, and they had a thing like, "Oh, you're supposed to have this type of picture," and and the Redskins are derogatory, and I was in my picture just like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna tell me it's derogatory. You know what I mean? How's a picture of an Indian do derogatory? I get the name, whatever name. I don't, but I get the name. But what I'm saying is, you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to do it with some tact.
I think that, yeah, it's definitely true, and it's definitely hard to get everybody on board to switching things up because they're so used to how it's going, and they don't even know if it's working well or not. But they're just so used to falling in line and moving forward, or feeling like they're moving forward, that they just go, and it feels like they're moving in the right direction. And somebody comes in and say, "Hey, let's look over to the left hand side when we walk straight," and they're like, "I don't want to look left. I want to keep going straight.
Yeah, right.
Keep going straight. Like I don't even want to see what's over there." And it's like, but it looks a lot nicer. It looks real nice. Like, no, I don't even want to see. I don't even want to take a look. And so they keep going. It's very, 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 very frustrating. But I think
is about change.
And the people who do look left, though, the people who do look left are the innovative leaders that you have amongst yourselves, right? The guys who are afraid of, but then they get the hate because they looking left. It's like, like what do you want? What do you want us to do? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna, you know, it's just it's a system that we in that we all gotta do better in, I think.
But it really mind blows me because I think we all have the same mindset with it, but it really mind blows me. Like I look at a lot of, and Mike knows I'm really big into different companies and stuff like that, stocks and stuff. So, I look at all these influential leaders in Facebook and Tesla and all this stuff, and they were all being made fun of when they, first pitched their ideas. Young guys that were all being made fun of, and whatever pushed them through. I mean, most of it's financial that got them through. But now everybody, I don't want to say on they jock, but now everybody knows what they are, what company they had, and they didn't have anybody saying you can't do this or you're not supposed to do this. They're like, you know what, F you, I'll push you out the way and keep moving forward. And now we have what we have.
Yeah,
we have this platform now that we're talking on Facebook. That we wouldn't even have this.
Because life is about change, right? Times are going to change. We have to. You got to be ready to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, when you're sitting in a way that you just don't want to change and don't want to grow, you stopping other people from growing. Like you're not preparing people for the future. I mean, just look at where we went just look at us as a whole, right? We went from our first planes to be able to defend, our freedoms, as Americans, whatever the case may be, was props, you know what I'm saying? Prop planes. Now look at what we were. Life is about change. You know what I'm saying? Like in order for us somebody had to get there. Somebody had to say, listen, I think we can do this differently from where we was doing it before, and it might work. All right, what's the risk? What's the benefit? Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? One thing, like you said about this generation, they smart. They are smart.
Yeah. And I think that when we have, and so I'll play devil advocate on a little bit of Mike, like, changing stuff that ain't broke, like moppers and what I mean, and modest and my that, you know what I mean?
No need.
But what I'm saying is, I think that when we change things, we gotta change things that really make a difference or make an impact, man. Like this, you know what I mean? Like we gotta change the right things.
Yeah, not just
right.
Do something.
Somebody asked me the other day, and I was on a panel, and Aaron asked me, what did I think about the new EPR narrative? I said, bro, I don't give a shit if it's a narrative. We're gonna find a way to mess that up too. You know what I mean? Like, because it was never the EPR was never the issue, right? Or the bullets or how we rate is the people rating. You know what I mean? Like, and then we went through this number system, and then they got rid of the number system. People still saying firewall 5. I'm like, well, it's not no 5s. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we just did a whole bunch of different things. Now we're going to narrative writing. Like that's not the issue. The issue is open, honest communication. You know what I mean? That's the issue, right? We just gotta focus on the right things. So it's all change. Just to change, we gotta evaluate the changes. Right? You need trusted agents to be on a team to evaluate those changes. Because if we just change everything to change, then bro, we just.
So do you think? I guess you brought up. Sorry to interrupt you. I guess you brought up a good point that I'm just thinking about. Is it's going to be hard to change people. It might even be impossible to change a group of people like that, a widespread group of people. So do you think that's why we keep trying to change systems when we all know the problem is the people, right? And I'm included in the people. But since it's almost impossible to change all these people, you just start changing the system in hopes the new breed of people do things differently. But as you said, it doesn't matter if it's narratives. It doesn't matter if we're playing cat in a hat or whatever we're writing. People are going to write it however they want to write it.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Hey, so remember VPC? People hated VPC.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got whatever it is, and people are like, oh, this is, and I'll take VPC back any day, bro. Like, it was so simple. You know what I mean? Like we just got to find out what works. We got to find out what change works, and let's not make change for change. But I agree with you, Pete, as far as it's always going to be the people, but we gotta change the systems, and we gotta pick the best system, not just to change the system thing that's going to change people, because it will for a while. Like narratives, y'all got your guidance on narratives. Like we got the guidance, like I said.
Yeah, we got that little cat.
This many lines, but all it is man, it's double bullets without written out double bullets.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, history keeps repeating itself. You know what I mean? I mean, look at our outfits, man. I just got rid of tons of clothes where I had extra large shirts. So I'm just like, bro, extra large.
Yeah.
Right? That was a step back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But guess what? I just got rid of them. Guess who's gonna come back in a few years?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bama's wearing big old clothes again.
Not
right?
even a few years. It's coming back. It's already back. You look at the little girls wearing the granddad jeans and grandfather jeans. Big jeans.
I was like, yo, what is she doing?
Yeah.
You know,
it's coming back already.
That's why I hope none of y'all threw away y'all jerseys, because jerseys gonna come back also. All that's gonna come back. The old school jerseys.
I probably couldn't get in no jersey that I had back then. So
here's my problem. My jerseys 4XL. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wearing them shit, man. You know what I mean? Because I bought them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Remember the big old jerseys used to wear? You used to wear hats like this.
Yeah.
Jersey already down to your kneecap.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
all that, but like you said, history repeats itself. I think we had a chief who's a DAV officer. He showed me his first EPR was a narrative, and I didn't even know that was a thing. And he showed me, like, man, this is how we used to. This when narratives first, first was talked about.
Ain't nothing new, man. Ain't none of this stuff new, man. We just keep going. We just keep reinventing the wheel until we find something that sticks. I just think that when we find something that sticks, just stick with it for a while, man. The Air Force, we so young and adaptive and innovative that we just change stuff to change stuff. Like, look at our uniforms, man. I don't know the reasons. I don't know the reason behind our uniform changes, but I've been in the Air Force for 25 years and I've had 4 uniform changes.
Yeah,
I had 3.
Bro, man, golly, man, let's just. I mean, we can evolve, right? But can we let something? ABUs just came out. To me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got comfortable with them, right, I found my Nike boots all like the most, you know what I mean? As soon as I had my uniform fresh, they changed it, right? Yeah. So I'm just like, man, we just keep changing, man. Like we change for the sake of change.
Big Air Force, and I think our biggest problem, like, we don't have a culture at all. Like, we could preach about our little culture we have, but if you look at our sister services, like, they have a culture. And I'll give you a perfect example. We out here in Al-Udeid, and we got the World Cup out here, so we got a bunch of Marines out here, maybe like 700 of them. So they have the the Marine birthday was, I think, last week, the 17th or
oh
10th.
Yes, sir. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So they sent, I think it was 120 Marines back to Bahrain just for the Marine Corps ball. Mike, I want you to think about that. Think about sending 120-year-old people in Osan to the States just for the Air Force ball. Yeah. Like, that shit would never happen. Never, ever happen. But that's their culture. And they like, nobody questioned, and they said it with straight face. I'm sitting here laughing because I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, you gonna send people back for a ball? And they're like, no, this is what we, this is our ball. This represents us. And they sit there and wear the service dress, A class, they go downtown, they party with their people, whatever, and the next day, back to business. And I was like, man, that is like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that, Pete, because you all posted a picture of me and Chief Snowden, Nick Snowden, in that photo that y'all had on the intro, and we were the only 2 people to go through this Marine Corps class in Quantico for senior enlisted leaders. It wasn't a normal PME, right? So when we got there, so we spent weeks with the Marines, man. You talking about culture, bro. It was dope, and I was able to be there during their birthday, where they stopped everything, had the oldest person come down, the youngest person come up, cut a cake with a sword, and they sung their little songs and all that, and they started punching each other. So I'm joking, they didn't do all that, but my point is, they just got a little wild for that day, right? But and it was so dope to me, right? And I was the only Air Force dude there, right? So it was so dope to me. But then you go to the Air Forces, we have our birthday. Just do a test. Ask half of your youngins when the Air Force birthday is. Someone gonna say the 17th, someone gonna say the 18th, somebody ain't gonna know.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta take pride. When you ask, and this is a big one, and you might have heard this one before, but if you ask somebody in other services what they do, oh, I'm a Marine, all right, or I used to always joke with the seaman, right? But I'm a soldier. Don't nobody say, oh, I'm an airman.
Nope.
We don't say that. We talk about our jobs, right? We just so individualistic. And I don't think it's a problem. I think that to get our culture and our identity down, we got to know what we're here for and what we believe in. Most people here because it's the easiest of the services, right?
Yeah.
But
it starts with the introduction of our history. We shouldn't just be hearing about our history. They come in basic training, and then they get out of that controlled environment, first base, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to teach that pride. We have to, and we all have to own it. Like we all. Yeah. I remember when the Air Force song was at one point where not the Air Force song, the Airman's Creed. I remember when like that was the thing. Like you better know people was mad. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, why are you mad? Like, why are you mad that you should know your creed? You should want to know your creed. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was mad. Like, we gotta own it. We all have to own it. That's where it starts at, right? Not that one person that has that influence, and then he or she is just like, oh yeah, we ain't such and such ain't watching. We ain't gonna do that. No, you need to have integrity. We need to own our own heritage, and that's how we build it. You know.
Yeah, on that note too, Mike, on our heritage, we have to, big Air Force now, I'm saying we because we are part of the Air Force, right? But we gotta, like the Marine Corps logo ain't changed in the 475 years they've been in service, but ours changed, right? We had wings and we didn't have wings and we had these stylized wings and all this, you know what I mean? We don't have the identity, like we are our own worst enemies. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we have to, I mean, this is an honest question. And this is my life. I love the Air Force, right? I love putting my uniform. You ain't never gonna see me rocking no Air Force wings on my vehicle or nothing like that. But when a Marine around you, right? They take pride in their logo, right? They take pride in it, right? So what I'm saying is that we just got to do better marketing too, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes we market the wrong thing. We worry about going to school and getting your education, which is cool as well. Getting away from family and stuff like that, which is cool as well. Like Marine Corps, that's not their recruiting pitch. Their recruiting pitch is you're coming into an organization. You're coming into a different way of life. You're coming into something that's going to change your lifestyle. And they're not saying change your lifestyle because you get free education or you get free room and board, in the door. That's not what they're saying.
But I tell you, Pete, they're changing too. They got some of the same complaints we got. You know what I mean? And
true.
Because and so what I'm saying is it's all changing. It's all changing. And I just think that we have to, in your sphere of influence, which is my favorite word today, that we got to make sure we make it better for our people. That's it. Gotcha. Why you can, because you don't know who's coming after you to lead them, or you don't know what type of organization. I tell them guys in the fire department here, I said, you better take these 3 years I'm here to enjoy yourself, because I don't know what the next guy's gonna come in to do,
Right. So, right. And what his or her focus is gonna be. That's the thing. What is their focus going to be? But that's like, if you just keep focusing on people, things will go right, because in order for you to get the mission done, you focus on people. You teaching the people to do the mission right. It's going to happen. But when you skip the people and you go on to one, you only focus on one thing, we dropping the ball. People got to focus on people, man. That's the only way we're going to make this thing go around. Yeah, it's the only way.
It's simple to me, man.
Around, man.
Yeah. Hey,
did you have something? Sorry.
Yeah. No, you good. I had a question more about the fire department as well, because I'm very curious with how y'all operate. I know, like, when the fire chief gets on scene, and Mike knows this, everybody knows this. Y'all are the top dog, right? We're what we call the incident commander until the fire chief get on scene. Like, it's very explicit when you're in our career field. That's the thing. Well, your fire chief, how much responsibility do they have? What is that fire chief's job?
So all the responsibility, right? But our responsibility is also delegated, right? So we have assistant chiefs of operations who are the first on scene to do things. You have some fire chiefs who come on the scene and take everything, because our qualifications allow us to do that, right? to control scenes and emergency management and everything and control. So, but what is our control? Total control, and I think that's what makes that brings a little bit of animosity amongst the other chiefs, and even in security forces, right? Parking, we park. So I mean, I know it's funny, but we park wherever we want to, right? But we got a justification of the response and stuff like that, right? So I think it is everything because we have to control the whole thing. Like we are the pinpoint. When something happens, what's the first thing they do? They find somebody to blame. Right, so that person is we become that belly button. For me, I allow my master sergeants, usually master sergeant positions, but I got tech sergeants doing it too, to be that belly button because that's they're trained in. They're trained to do that, and I'll handle the commanders and everything else like that. Right, so it depends on how you feel, but all the authority, man, they got complete authority. Just like you all at the gate saying, don't confuse your rank with my authority. It's the same thing in the fire. It's the same thing in the fire services, man. We just have authority to make things happen, and I think that the best ones are the ones who are able to tell people, "Hey, bro, you might be a 06, but I'm on the scene right now," or step back, or bring on the scene. Y'all know with security forces, y'all like to bring 45 cars out to sit there and be all in the damn way, right?
Hey, so you gotta understand. You gotta understand. You gotta understand. We don't have things every day, all right. So when something goes down, we gotta be there.
I know. I see y'all stop somebody for like going 35 and a 30. So I understand. What I'm saying is that what I'm trying to say. It's not a joke. What I'm trying to say is you need that leader that's going to be able to say, "Hey, I need one security forces rep here and be forceful enough to make them stay there." You know what I mean? You just need that. That's where the A type of personality comes in. And we talk about it changing. Now we got C type personalities in the fire department, B type personalities in the fire department, and I don't know how that translates because if you need an A type of personality to do this job sometimes, you know what I mean? And then you got the issue with females coming in. I mean, not females coming in, but with female leadership and everything like that, right? So all that stuff matters. So the point is, as long as you can do the job, then you get it done, period. No matter who you are, right? But
no matter who
to answer your question is that position is a position of authority, straight authority, and it is to help the wing commander take risk, right? Because while I have all the authority, if the wing commander tell me, "Let it burn," sir, this is what we need to do, how we need to do it, let it burn. Let it burn. Right? Or, but as a leader, but as I keep saying leader, but as a fire chief, you're supposed to tell him the risk, hit the pros and the cons, just like with anything else. Pros and the cons. Boom, boom, boom. Hit the pros, hit the cons. What do you want me to do? This is what I plan on doing. And do you sign off or not? So
are y'all getting more civilianized with your flight chiefs and stuff for continuity purposes? Well, especially stateside. I guess maybe just stateside. Is that a thing that's going on?
Some bases have civilians, some bases don't. Some bases are all civilians, some bases are mixed. It depends on the mission set, right? You ain't making no civilian do no military stuff, right? So if they got military operations, then usually it's going to be some military involved. Okay. But when you have it's not many chiefs out there in the fire service, right? It's only a few of us. And so if you have so I'm lucky, I have a civilian and a military deputy chief, right? But my point is that if you have a military fire chief, you usually have a civilian deputy for continuity. If you have a civilian fire chief, you usually have a military deputy for continuity, right? Somebody has to be in charge of those services, right? So yeah. So civilians have always been since I came in, they've always been a part of every department I've been to, except for IUD.
Yeah.
Because it's military operations, right? But they do that other bases contracted out. And they make a lot more money than us,
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, what would you say? What would you say, kind of ending this thing up? What would you say one of your biggest lessons were, maybe in the military or the fire department as a whole, that has taught you the most, something that you won't forget about?
So it definitely won't come from the fire department.
Okay.
I think one of my biggest lessons is just being yourself, man, and just letting your own light shine through, man.
Yeah.
I think that I think that's huge. I think that is why we create the relationships we create. I think that's how me and Mike became best friends, family, really. I mean, even our sons are best friends, you know what I mean? So and their relationship probably tougher than me and Mike's, you know what I mean? And me and Mike like this, you know?
Yeah.
So he probably in DC right now, huh, Mike? So my point is that relationships, man, building relationships and networking, I think that is the biggest thing that you can do. And the second part is that understanding that haters are there to do their job, right? And I think I'm big on that right now because that's what's happening in my life right now. I feel I got some annoyances out, some annoying people out there, right? But I thank them, right? Because if they didn't do what they did to me throughout my career, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So I think just understanding that and being who you are and not being sorry for who you are, be unapologetically you is the biggest thing that the biggest advice that helped me.
I like that.
All right, and be the leader that you wanted to see when you were young. Right, be that person.
100%. So my question on the outgoing is what's next? When it's all said and done, when you got to hang up that Air Force hat, what's next?
Man, what's next, man? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm scared, but not scared not scared like I've been doing this since I was 17, man. So not scared it's just it happens so fast, man. So I think what's next is I don't know what's next, and that's the scary part, right? I say I got 5 years to play with. I'm trying to figure it out now. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Which I've never ever seen before, right? But now it's kind of peeking through, and I can see it. I think what's next for me is, man, to make sure I make my medical appointments. I think that's what's next, man. No, so it's the first time I went to TAPS here, the pre-TAPS, man, which was odd because people like, you getting out? I'm like, no, I got 5 years to play with. I don't know if I'm gonna do 30 or I just want to get out on my own terms. That was good advice that Chief Wright gave me. When we talked the last time, he was like, hey man, I just want you to make sure that you take care of you for the next, like, start preparing your exit.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's just what I'm focused on, right? Is preparing my exit. So I can go out on my own terms and not being dependent on the military or being unprepared when I get out. So just preparing, man, seeing where I want to live, which, I think y'all know where I'm going, right? But that's, just setting my future up. And guess how that happens? Through networking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Through networking. And Pete, I wanted to go back to your question because you asked me something. What would think? There's no AFI against having fun. I want to make sure I preach that.
Yeah.
There's no AFI against having fun, man. I think people are not having fun. I'll walk around. I'm a people watcher, and I watch people. People look so sad, and people not having fun. And I made my own zone. That's where my little fired up bubble comes from. I made my own zone. Mike will tell you, man, we used to laugh and joke, and people used to look at us like, why are they so happy? Like, bro, why not? Enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy your career, man. Man, me and Mike, man, we used to laugh for hours, man. I don't care where we were at. We just had fun, man. And I think that is what we are missing these days. So there's no way if having fun. Have fun at your jobs. Have fun what you do. It's a serious. We in a professional arms. Our jobs really ultimately are to get people killed. That's the ultimate thing. But you don't have to have that negative stigma. I tell people all the time when I went to Iraq, man, I went there as a lover, not a fighter. But I understood my army brothers coming in doing ramp ceremonies every day. You know what I mean? It was sad, man. I just ramp ceremonies every day. So you got to understand your zone. And I think that it's probably hard to enjoy that when you see people, dying and all that. But in your day-to-day operations, man, when we're not in that environment, enjoy your life, man. Enjoy it, man, because it happens quick. Bro, I was 17 last week. I'm 43 now, man. And I'm telling you something, that happened quick. I'm 43. I look in the mirror like, damn, I'm 43. Like, where did that even come? That don't sound right. It sounds, you know what I mean? So just enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Don't worry about the nonsense all the time. Just enjoy your career, man. And everything happens for a reason. Be happy for other people's successes. Be supportive of other people, allow people to share their ideas, encourage ownership. Just man, just be a real person, man. Appreciate the good times and
Yeah.
and appreciate the bad too. I think that's another lesson. Be thankful for all the bad times because they make you who you are.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Man, I like that. There's no AFI against having fun. I'm gonna tell somebody that when they tell me I laugh too much. Like, show me the AFI that says I can't laugh.
Why not? Only a miserable person could give. How do you even tell somebody that? Like you laugh too much. Like what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, only somebody miserable could fix their face to say something like that, man. But
I think the crazy part is,
what? And it happens more often than you think.
Yeah,
I believe. So I say it happens more often than you think because if you remember the AFI in the OPDG, charisma was frowned upon, right? It was right there. Like it was like, bro, how's that frowned upon, right? Yeah. So it does happen more than you know because people don't like people saying people happy, man. I don't get it. I'm a happy chief, and then I get, oh man, take nothing serious. I take it all serious, but I ain't gonna not laugh about it. Right. I laugh about everything, man. You come in my office and do something dumb. Go ahead and smoke weed and get caught. I'm gonna be like, bro, was it worth it? I'm not having fun with it, right? Because you already in trouble. You already in trouble. You know what I mean? So why not just treat people like people, right? Like we gotta. I don't know, man.
No, you know what? I agree with you. And I used to say, like, people just live a movie, right? Whatever they do in the movies is how you're supposed to act in a situation. And it's like I'm not living in the movie. Like I live in real life. And if I feel like laughing at a situation, or I walk around the office and I'm talking loud or whatever I'm doing, like I'm just trying to be great. I'm just trying to be me. If I'm being annoying and somebody's on a phone call or something like that and I'm interrupting your phone call, I totally get it. Like, tell me to shut up. Tell me to keep it down, however you want to do it. I totally get it. I'm on board. It ain't like I'm going to be like, fuck you. I'm just having fun. I'm just doing what I want. I'm going to be respectful about it. But if we all just sit there, we having like some breaks amongst the mundane of looking at a computer screen and getting work done, and I need to take a 10-minute, tactical pause and have a funny conversation with somebody. I can't even do that. Like something is very, really wrong, and not really with us, more or less. Like join in the group, man. Come on and join in.
Yeah, organizationally though, Pete, because I'm telling you, man, and I keep using my fire department as a staple because they can tell you. I mean, you can take me out of the conversation and go talk to them. Go in there and have fun. Like you don't have to take no tactical pause. Like every day, like the goal should be to enjoy whatever you're doing, right? I ain't talking about no cheesy. I'm not talking about cheesy. Let's make sure we have fun, guys. Like, hey, somebody tell a joke. I ain't talking about that type of fun. I'm talking about just enjoying what you do, right? Like this don't last forever, and it happens so quick. Don't waste no time, no years not enjoying what you do. And if you don't like it that bad, get the hell out, man. Just go.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen somebody say if you get up every day going somewhere you hate, you're doing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you get up every day hating where you're about to go, right? You're doing the wrong thing. Like it's
Mike, you know what happened? One of the issues I have is the youngins coming in because I do a lot of F-Talk briefings and all that, right? Trying to spread my little chief rhetoric all around the world, right? But they come in, they so depressed already. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? Bro? What's going on? Like come in hating the Air Force. Nobody put a gun in your head and told you to voluntarily serve your country. You know what I mean?
I just said
like some people don't have an option. I get it, but you still gotta, bro. Come in here and stop listening to these whack. I got words to say, but I'm trying to be professional on this show. Stop listening to some of these cats and just enjoy your own life, man. Like enjoy your career, man. Like, bro, everybody can get the job they wanted. I get it. Everybody can't be fired up. I get it, but
I think the thing is, man, people like you, Pete. You kind of hit it. You said the movies, man, but nowadays it ain't the movies. It's social media. People are comparing their lives to what they see in this generation. I mean, and you know what? I'm not even going to say this generation. I'm gonna continue to say people. They compare their lives, the reality. They're comparing it to what they see on social media, and it's not. That's not real. Most of it is not reality, right? It's just not reality. And then when you waking up every day and you're not that person that can go fan out, 100 blue faces and they're not happy. Like, be happy with your life. Create a life that where you're going to be happy. They comparing it too much to somebody, a life that's probably not even realistic, man.
Yeah.
You know, or they feel like they,
you know what I mean?
Forced. Yeah.
What's success to you? You know, in my career, people always put command chief on me and put everything. You know, when I was young, they put first sergeant on me, right? And I wasn't a first sergeant; I was career advisor. I loved it. I had a great time, right? So you know, you keep moving up, and they put command chief on you. And I say that's cool. Nobody ever asked me what I wanted to do, though. You know what I mean? Nobody asked me what I want to do. I'd rather just be with y'all.
Yeah.
Like if I was an IUD, we'll all be hanging together. I don't care about no Chiefs group or you know what I mean, or the elite section, or you know what I mean. We're this and that, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? I know my role. I know my thing because it's professionalism is the key, right? Just keep it professional, and you ain't got to worry about those blurred lines. But look, man, I just got to enjoy it. You just got to enjoy it, man. And that's the biggest point.
Man, I appreciate the conversation today, man. It was real good, real impromptu conversation. I didn't know where this was gonna go, but it went in all different directions. I'm glad a lot of people will get to view this podcast and kind of see just real talk. I mean, I want to dub it real talk, but that's basically what it was. But basically what we always have. It's just impromptu real talk, and our different guests lead things in different ways. And I really appreciate this. Like sometimes, you know, things come right on time, and I appreciate the conversation, not only just to have it, but to listen to it as well between y'all two friendships and listen to how everything goes, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, some things just come right on time. And so I appreciate it really from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Yeah, Big Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Pete, you had a lot of questions. You had a lot of questions about the fire department, man. So I'll let you know when it's a crosser in the spot there. So
no. I ain't picking up no hoes. I ain't picking up no hoes. No. I ain't picking up no dummies and walking around. I'm picking up ladders and saving no cats out of there. I ain't trying to do nothing.
Me neither.
Hey, according to Pete, he be in the gym out there. He be in the gym heavy. You said you be getting it in. So I'm just saying, you sound like you was afraid of that hose, man. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to get show muscles, not go muscles. All right? I'm just trying to get
show muscles. Hey, real quick, because I know we're probably coming up on our end, but I wanted to thank both of you all for putting this platform on, man. And I've been tuning in to most of your shows. I don't make all of them. That's just being honest, but I think that giving people a platform just to show and unpopular celebrities is a perfect title for it. Mike gave me my mine for my things, cigars and grown man bars. So he come with the good titles. I don't know which one between y'all made it, but my point is that that's true, man. You don't know who reaches who. So thanks for giving me a platform just to speak my rhetoric, especially in this time. Like it's perfect timing actually, because I've been feeling a little neglected. All right, so thanks for giving me the platform. Thanks for what you all do. Thanks for building people up and giving them a chance to showcase their thoughts and their minds, man. It's real dope that you all got this going on. And Mike being one of my best friends, man, I expect a little jersey with D-Rob on the back. You know what I'm
saying? Here you go. I should have known it was coming. Man, we got you, man.
You know they do the chains. They do the chains. Y'all need to give those like little chains, like proper. You know, you can get those made, man. Little beaded chains.
Once we get to, we was just talking about level 2 and level 3, man. Well, level 2 and level 3 of this platform. So once we could get back into and I want to say real world, but once we get back into a better environment, more close, and we got some things coming. Yeah, we got some things coming. Me and Pete put our brain together and get it right. So
anything I can do to help, man, you let me know. Love both of y'all, man. Pete, thanks for accepting my friend request. You know what I'm saying? We'll link up.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll link up soon.
Yeah.
Mike, you already know, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah,
for sure. 2024, man. Lock it in. 2024. We'll get everything together. We'll push it out. We'll push it out to everybody that and then they make the move. They make the move. But either way, we just get together, man. Just network and just have fun. You know what I'm saying? So look forward. Look forward. Hey, man. You already know who it is. Unpopular celebrities. Peace. That was terrible, P. I don't know what that was.
I never P.
Let's try that again. Try that again.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Set me up. Hit me up with that.
Take 2. You already know who it is. Unpopular celebrities. Peace.
Peace.
That was terrible.